Good morning, everybody. It's your boy D Max. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So, y'all see the question that was posed in the title? Can you live off of $6,700 a month? $6,700 a month? Because there's apparently a young man out here who feels like that $6,700 a month plus whatever's added by the other party is not enough money for a child to be raised on. And this is the son of 50 Cent. Marquis is his name. I guess his last name is Jackson if he took his father's last name. So I would say his name is Marquis Jackson, son of 50 Cent. And this young man had the audacity to go on to a social media platform complaining to another grown man that his father only gave his mother $6,700 per month in child support, as if that was nothing, as if that was putting them in dire straits, as if that was depriving him of anything that he needed to get done financially in his young life. And I applaud Choke No Joke. That was the platform that he was on. Shout out to Choke. I applaud Choke No Joke for putting this young man, not well, I ain't gonna say putting him in his place, but giving him a proper perspective on the fact that he's out of touch with reality and what's really going on in the world. For him to think that $6,700 per month in child support is something for him to be angry at his father about, is something that he could try to use as a slur or against his father, shows how immature, shows how entitled he is, and it shows how ungrateful he is, and it shows how out of touch with the rest of the black community he is. This young dude is on here, and I mean, it's not like he's saying it from a place of pain and he's just talking about his no, this dude is really, he got a whole lot of feminine energy. I'll say that because Choke was on the phone with him and you could hear him very well, very clearly. And I'm not even sure if Choke had it on speakerphone because he was yelling with that type of energy. And he was, the energy that he had was very, very toxic. And so you could tell that the environment that this young man came up in had a whole lot of that negative energy, that toxic energy, especially when it came to the topic of his father. And he's trying to, I guess he figured he was going to demoralize his father by coming on there and complaining that he was only getting $6,700 per month in child support. But it made him look so stupid, and I'm pretty sure that this topic is going to be discussed by a whole lot of different people. So I just want to put this out here and let you know where DMAX stands, just off tops, so I can go ahead and establish my position, because I know a lot of people are going to have something to say about this, especially the men who are out here, who are constantly being put down, who doing the best they can to support their children on the financial side. And we also want to talk about, why does the child support system always enforce money, but they never enforce the actual union or the relationship between the child and the father? They show you exactly where their priorities are when it comes down to child support. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that they will lock you up for. You don't ever have to go and speak to that child and see that child's face, and the court won't say nothing. long as you send in that money. If you send in that money, the court is gonna tell that woman, "Hey, you take the child over there. You make arrangements and all of that stuff." Their hands is off of it at that point. But when they not getting that money, oh, we can't believe that you would leave this woman and this child in such dire straits. And you're just the worst person in the world. But they'll never put no type of pressure on nobody to go see their child. But they'll put the weight of the world on your shoulders to pay some money so that they can skim theirs off top, because you know they're always going to get theirs off top. It's very sickening how the child support system does people, and I've been calling for child support reform for a long time because it makes absolutely no sense, and it's what it's created. It's created a sense of entitlement in a lot of children and a lot of the mothers. There's some, and I'm not talking about all, but there is a percentage of mothers out there who make a career off being on child support. They make child support their career, and they have their babies in a way that they'll be covered for the next however many years they see forth. It's happening. It's a reality. It's always been one. Maybe one that's been unspoken and it's been taboo to talk about. But you know me, I'm D Mac. What is my show called? Yeah, I said it. So I gotta say it. We always hear about what the men don't do and this and that. And one of my brothers, shout out to your crazy cousin. We was having a conversation one time before. Y'all make sure to go check out your crazy cousin, Queen's World. Um, let's see, Yo, it's Mike. There's a lot of people out here who's really bringing some knowledge, bringing some understanding. Go to Pro 901, man. He's If you are into music, you're into musical instruments, you're into bands and the battle of the bands, stuff like that. Hey, Pro 901 is your man to go to as well. Uh, Shout out to everybody else. I'll just be doing it like this in bits and pieces. But yeah, enough for the little break, shout out break. But yeah, I was talking to my people the other day. See, that made me lose my train of thought. And we were talking about, you know, your crazy cousin came up with a great point. He said, "How much of child support payments is being put into a savings account or a fund for their child so that when they turn 18, they have something to start out with? You know, whether it's going to college or whatever they want to do at the point when they turn 18. How much of that child support money is put towards that, just put off in a savings account? And how much accountability is being held on the other side?" And it's just messed up. I'm not saying that this is every case. This is a case by case evaluation, basically. But there's a lot of people out here, men, who are going through this to where their children have been poisoned against them, to think that they're not doing anything for their child, to think that they don't care about their child, and that other party is making it impossible. Well, I'm not saying nothing's impossible, but they're making it very hard, very difficult for you to co parent with them because they want to keep that narrative of them being a victim in the situation. And they play on that, and they play on people's sympathy to get stuff and to use them. And the way that 50 Cent's baby mama she sounds as if she falls into this category based on her actions. This is solely based on her actions. I don't know her as a person. I'm just basing this off of the actions that I've heard him speak on, and I've heard Marquis speak on. And the energy that this young man brings is that of the person that raised him. Bottom line, yeah, this is not a comfortable conversation because this is anytime you have a conversation that requires accountability on someone's part, you're not going to get a whole lot of participation in that conversation. But when it's praise or when it's somebody telling somebody off, everybody's all for that. But when it's accountability to be held in a conversation, them the ones that everybody seem to want to shy away from. But you know, that's how life goes. But you still got to have those hard conversations. Um, Young man, Marquis Jackson, bro, I see why 50 Cent say, son, fuck you. Because I would absolutely 100% tell you right to your face, as my child, son, fuck you. You ungrateful ass little child. You come at me with all of this crazy ass, toxic ass energy from your mama, and you think I'm supposed to just sit and take your abuse like I haven't tried to be in your life, like I haven't tried to do what was right by you, and because you've been poisoned in your mind and you're entitled as fuck, son, fuck you. Take his ass down to the hood. What was that dude that Dave Chappelle played on the wife swap one? Clarence Washington or whatever his name was. Remember, he took the little boy down to the hood. Get your ass out of there. That's what he need to do with his son for real. 50. Go ahead and watch that episode from Dave Chappelle. Take your son, little spoiled entitled ass, down to the hood, put his ass out and tell him he got a damn month to survive in the hood, and then come back and complain about that damn $6,700 a month. Oh, you another one that need to be slapped in your damn mouth with a used fly swatter. I swear this boy. We as men, we get so fucking sick and tired of always being the damn punching bag. We get so damn sick and tired of always having to damn take the high road and always having to try to explain ourselves. We men, who the fuck do we need to explain ourselves to? Now, that's not saying that we don't have accountability as men, but we don't have to explain shit to you. We would give you that courtesy to explain something to you if it's something that you needed to know. But for the most part, as a man, I ain't got to explain shit. And that's just real. So, I mean, but as a parent, man, and when you're dealing with a child who's hurt like that, you have to wear your kid mittens when you handle them and deal with them. So it's a delicate situation. I understand that. You have different nuances that go with this, and you have to take into consideration. But at the same time, you can't let these children try to damn manipulate you and use that shit, throw that shit up in your face every single time that they get mad or upset with you about something that they think you should be doing in their life. You got, as a father, whether you was there the whole time, whether you wasn't there, no matter what the situation was, you don't allow these children to disrespect you, and you don't allow their mama to disrespect you. And if they do, then at some point we got to start fighting back, because them playing that passive ass role ain't working. We as men always getting beat the hell down, and we can't say nothing about the mama and this and that. We understand the importance of being able to keep your mouth shut, and the image that you project on a person with through the power of your words. We understand that shit, but there's some people out there who will abuse that shit and use that child as the only means to get at you and hurt you, because that's the only thing that woman can do to hurt 50 Cent. That's the only way she can hurt that dude. She can't hurt that dude by going to sleep with nobody. Who she gonna sleep with that can even rival 50 Cent? Nobody. What job can she go and get that can rival 50 Cent? None. So what can she do to hurt 50 Cent and get back at him for not doing what she thought he should have done in her life? The only thing that she could do to get at him and possibly hurt him was to destroy his relationship with his son. And ain't nobody said shit about her lame ass. Nobody said shit. They tight-lipped as fuck about her lame ass. And him, he's so fucking damn confused. He's so brainwashed by his mama. He don't even see that he is so out of touch, and his thought process is convoluted and warped. You actually go on this man's podcast, shout out to Choke No Joke, and complain about your daddy giving $6,700 a month to your mama. Somebody need to punch you in. I wish you would have been in the studio so somebody could have punched you in your face, dude. Good morning, Kodak Black. I appreciate you this morning. How you doing? Yeah, this boy got me. I've been up for a minute. But I always get up, I check the news and stuff like that, and see what's popping, and see if I can find something to talk about for the day. And one of the stories that I stumbled upon was 50 Cent's son on Choke No Joke podcast. He was on the phone via phone, but he was complaining about the fact that 50 Cent only sent his mama $6,700 per month in child support, as if to say that was no money at all, and like they were struggling, like his mama had to struggle because she was only getting $6,700 a month. And this young man proceeded to say that he cannot live off of $6,700 a month. Shit, it's grown people out here who work every day who not making no damn $6,700 a month with their combined income. And this young, confused, oblivious, entitled ass little boy gonna come up here talking about some sick, bro. We don't care about them rich folk problems. We'll tell you in a minute, that's them rich folk problems. We ain't trying to hear that shit. We're not trying to hear that. And for you to think that you actually had a legitimate gripe to jump up there with as much confidence as you did on that man platform talking about your father, you look like a sucker. How Ebro say, congratulations, you played yourself. You really played yourself this morning, bro. And as a father who has to, go through all of these different struggles that 50 been through, bro, I absolutely understand his position now against you. I see 100,000% why he's willing to beef with you. And he's not really beefing with you. He just defending himself from all of that bullshit that your mama done put in your head. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, young man. You got to get your head on right. I'm talking to 50 Cent's son. Marquis, you out there? I'm talking directly to you, young man. You sound like you're probably in your 20s now. You say you got a lady and you're doing this and that. So I imagine you're in your 20s now. For you to not understand that $6,700 a month, the average American does not bring home $6,700 a month. Your average 9 to 5 working American does not bring home $6,700 a month, and they still make a great life for their family. So for you to even insinuate that you needed more than that financially for you to get the things that you needed, we read the underlying message. No, you feel like you're 50 Cent's son, so you should have a diamond necklace for every day that you wake up to match with your outfit. You feel like you need a Maserati to drop you off at school every morning. You feel like you need to live in a mansion. This is what you really was saying. All of that crap that you putting out there with all of that toxic ass energy behind it. No, we read between the lines and we see what you're really saying. You're entitled. Nobody cares about your rich boy problems. And you need to keep that crap to yourself because you're out here making yourself look like a fool. 50 ain't even got to say nothing. He ain't even got to beef with you because now you've shown the world exactly what you are, what you're about, and how out of touch with reality you are. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And, there comes a point in your life as a parent, if you're on the other side of the spectrum and you're having to pay support and you're not the primary parent, telling you, man, it's hard spending a lifetime trying to defend yourself against people who don't know the story, people who go based off of what the jaded side says, people who have a have a vendetta against you, and like explained earlier, that's the only way that they can hurt you. But we wrong for talking about it. We wrong for giving voice to how we're being treated in the situation. We're men, we supposed to just sit there and take it. But hold up. No, 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 no. You can't have it both ways because, see, we have this whole thing going on where they want to call out everything and they call everything toxic masculinity. But they want us to exercise in masculinity whenever it comes down to something that's going to benefit them and keep them from having accountability. Because, like I said, shout out to my boy, your crazy cousin. He said, how much of that money is in a savings account that was set aside for you for when you turn 18 years old? 6,700. So you mean 700 out of that 60, that 6,700 couldn't go into an account every single month from the time that your child support started up until you turned 18? $700 couldn't have been spared every month. Really? That's what you're saying, young man? That's what you believe? Yeah. So now you see what 50 been saying all this time. So for anybody out there who has been even looking sideways or trying to disparage 50 Cent over these clearly bullcrap allegations of not taking care of his children. Now you're beginning to see the big picture, right? I hope you are, because I see it all the time. I have to go to child support court and I have to sit up there and listen to all of these different horror stories. And the funny thing about it is, you're sitting there and you're looking at the guy and the girl in the situation, and you can almost generate the scenario in your mind. I know exactly what happened in that case. They met at the club. She was thick. He and they was both on that hen, and now here we are, child support court. This dude, they worked together, and they were co-workers in this place, and they started flirting, and up next thing you know, they started smashing. There you go. Now they're in child support court. Up there you go, the old dude with the young girl. Yeah, that was the sugar daddy, and she messed around on it one night, and she let sugar daddy smash. Up next thing you know, they're here in child support court. Oh, the cougar, there she go. Our young man's over here smashing that cougar and messing around, and the protection broke or whatever. Here they go. You have everybody from every walk of life, every different dynamic you could possibly think of relationship wise, sitting up in child support court trying to hash out who was wrong and who was right, who's a good parent, who's not, who's got money, who don't. All of those things, but nothing pertaining to the well being of the child, but they would use that banner of, oh, this is for the betterment of the child, and we're concerned about the what. Yeah, but you ain't concerned about nothing when it comes down to that father having a relationship with that child. You don't enforce nothing at all. You don't promote nothing at all, but swear that you have that child's best interest at heart. This is the country that we live in, y'all. These are the systems that the Democrats are always fighting for. These are the organizations that they say are so necessary, but at every turn, these organizations and these different systems are designed to keep one party down and to keep one party entitled and irrelevant, because that's what it does. The child support system does not encourage that woman to go out and seek employment if she's not working. The child support system does not care what the other party does, just as long as that man is sending money, because it's most of the time it's the man that's sending the money. You have some cases where they have given the children over to the father and they have the mother paying child support. This does happen occasionally. So I'm not excluding anything, and I'm not saying that these things don't happen. It's just that those are isolated incidents. So yeah, it's one of those days, man. It's one of those times when I woke up and I heard something that just blew my mind, basically. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. Marquis, you're a spoiled ass brat. You are a prime example of why we should have never gave out participation trophies. It's sad, man, but you see what the end result is. These little ungrateful ass kids who think that they deserve everything in the world and they don't have to do shit to get it. Somebody's supposed to just give it to them. Yo, this is your boy D Mac, man. Y'all know what I say. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.